Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications for the latest updates. Tropical Storm Hanna is continuing to intensify as it moves towards the Texas coastline. As of 2 p.m. Central Time, it has maximum winds of 50 miles an hour and a minimum pressure of 999 millibars. Force 13 will be initiating live coverage with live discussion tonight at 5 p.m. Central Time. The storm is currently located at 27.3 degrees north, 97.3 degrees west, a stage 3 on the CDPS scale, with a wide range of land having the potential for 4 to 8 inches of rainfall and localized areas up to 12 inches. This is increasing the risk for flash flooding and localized flooding that was not really thought to be there 36 hours ago. Distance in miles from land right now, Galveston and Freeport 133 and 132. This is the storm's closest approach really to those areas that's going to be moving basically due west. We're looking at a landfall closer to a bit south of Rockport and Corpus Christi potentially, with a distance in miles of about 185 to 190 miles from both of those spots right now, just about. Tropical storm warnings are in effect from the mouth of the Rio Grande to the San Luis Pass in Texas, so from the Texas-Mexico border up significantly across the coastline in relation to the storm at the time being. These basically should stay the same through the rest of the storm's life cycle. Here's the GFS model. You can see the precipitation and cloud cover, the area of the influence of the storm moving inland over southern Texas, actually impacting parts of northern Mexico as well, though, as the storm moves inland. We're looking at a storm that could potentially reach strong tropical storm status. The current forecast calls for maximum winds near landfall of 65 miles an hour, although regardless, the main threat will be this heavier rainfall than we were initially expecting, now localized up to 12 inches, wider regions of 4 to 8 inches possible. Sea surface temperatures won't be an inhibitor for the storm, though. 30 degrees Celsius for the storm is pretty much up till landfall, and an overall favorable conditions with shear and a moist environment around the system. All it really has to do to continue its intensification trend is rotate itself around. A lot of the convection is displaced to the east of the center for the time being. Here's the GFS run showing the wind speeds of the cyclone. You can see it move inland over Texas, near the Texas-Mexico border, but still inland over the United States, with tropical storm force winds developing mostly around the eastern side of the storm, but we are looking for rotation to potentially occur with the general convection to wrap more around the center, as there isn't really too much shear to really keep it off to the one side for too much longer. After that, the storm moves inland, dissipates around the day 4 mark or so. It could happen sooner, though, as it often does with storms like this. Today, the tropical storm force winds look like this. Galveston and Freeport are pretty low now. It's pretty much a consensus that they won't get tropical storm force winds. Port O'Connor's at 37%, and Rockport and Corpus Christi, where a landfall could occur near both of them, likely to a bit of the south, 54 and 57% chances respectively for those locations. Here's the model spread now. It's actually a bit late. We're looking at something potentially a bit further south than this now as well. But broad-based consensus of a strong tropical storm moving into the southern Texas region and moving across the southern part of the state, potentially into Mexico, before dissipating as we continue on to the forecast period. Regardless of the overall winds, though, even if it gets up to 65, 70 miles an hour near the general forecast, the heaviest threat will be large rainfall totals, up to 12 inches localized, causing flash flooding and other concerns related to flooding. Here's the latest satellite imagery of the system. You can see it is looking much better organized than it was yesterday, significantly better organized than Tropical Storm Gonzalo now as well. Regardless, though, most of that's still pushed off to the east, but some rotation could have curved this over to the north and west side. We are going to be monitoring that. You'll see some visible imagery come up right now of the cyclone. Looking pretty impressive for a tropical storm, definitely worthy of its status. Stay tuned with Force 13. We're going live in 3 hours to give you guys live discussion on this, and subscribe for more. You can follow us on our outlets, force13.com for web articles and the live cyclone tracker. You can also find us here on YouTube. If you're not watching here already, make sure to subscribe. We're also on Facebook. It's Force13 to find our latest posts there. And we're also on Twitter. It's @Force13 to ask us a question on that platform. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. More information can be found at patreon.com/force13, or you can become an ultimate fan right here on YouTube for perks and to directly support the project and our future endeavors in these times. You can also find us on Discord to communicate with us on our Discord server. Link is in the description below, and you can message Fool13 at extension 9094.